What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Mello, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Monday, September 29th, 2014, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Mello, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to the Entertainment Report with Ray Mello anytime around the U.S., around the world, by going on iHeartRadio. Just type in the Entertainment Report and it will take you to the iHeartRadio page of this program. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes that I've done in the past. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic weekend. Troubled teen actress Amanda Bynes is back in legal trouble. The 28-year-old actress was arrested around 4 a.m. Sunday for suspicion of driving under the influence of a drug after California Highway Patrol observed her white Mercedes-Benz GL 450 stopping in the middle of a Sherman Oaks, California intersection. Believing her to be under the influence, officers transported her to the West Valley, California Highway Patrol office in Woodlands Hills, California, and had her evaluated by a drug recognition expert. Based upon the results of both that evaluation and their initial observation of her driving, Bynes was arrested for, quote, driving under the influence of a drug and booked at around 7 a.m. according to the California Highway Patrol. The arrest report noted Bynes looked disheveled and that she remained cooperative during the whole process, but it did not say which drug officers think she has taken. The actress was released on $15,000 bail later Sunday afternoon, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. It is not the first time the Easy A actress has been arrested for a DUI. As the Wrap previously reported, she was booked in 2012 after hitting a police car. She agreed to a plea deal stemming from that arrest back in February, terms of which put her on a 3-year probation and forced her to enter 3 months of drug and alcohol treatment. In addition to her driving-related arrest, Bynes has made tabloid headlines in recent years for everything from a driveway fire to a flurry of bizarre and often viral tweets. In July of 2013, Bynes entered rehab and stayed there under a court-ordered psychiatric hold. She was released that December, eventually enrolled in Los Angeles Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. Comedian Tracy Morgan could have prevented the injuries he sustained during an accident in June if he had worn a seatbelt, retail giant Wal-Mart claims in legal papers obtained by the Wrap. In papers filed in U.S. District Court in New Jersey on Monday, Wal-Mart, which is being sued over the accident by Morgan, claims that Morgan and others involved in the accident failed to take proper precautions in the accident, which occurred on the New Jersey Turnpike when a Wal-Mart truck struck the vehicle that Morgan was traveling in. Walmart's response to Morgan's complaint reads, plaintiff's injuries, if any, were caused in whole or in part by plaintiff's failure to properly wear an available seatbelt restraint device. They also added, by failing to exercise ordinary care in making use of available seatbelts upon information and beliefs, plaintiffs acted unreasonably and in disregard of plaintiff's own best interests. Accordingly, all or a proportion of the injuries could have been diminished or maximized by the exercise or reasonable conduct in using their available seatbelts. The former 30 Rock star Morgan was left in critical condition by the 6-vehicle accident, which resulted in 1 death and 4 hospitalizations. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, which is investigating the accident, Kevin Roper, the driver of the Wal-Mart truck, was driving 65 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour construction zone just prior to the crash. Roper, who was commuting from Georgia to a Wal-Mart distribution center in Delaware at the time of the crash, has pleaded not guilty to charges of theft by auto and assault by auto. Morgan and other victims of the accident filed suit in July, claiming that Wal-Mart, quote, knew or should have known that Roper had been awake for more than 24 consecutive hours prior to the accident, in violations of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration regulations. The suit claims that Roper had fallen asleep at the wheel before the crash. The complaint also alleges that the suit further alleges that Wal-Mart had a custom and practice of recklessly and intentionally allowing its drivers to drive for prolonged and unreasonable periods of time. George Clooney and Amal Alamuddin's wedding extravaganza cost a pretty penny. It was probably expected that the A-list pair were going to drop some serious moolah on their lavish and luxurious nuptials, but the dollar amount for their special day might be even more than one can imagine. According to E! News, they learned that the Hollywood star and his lady love's Italian ceremony and the festivities leading up to it could add up to a grand total of nearly $4.6 million. The hotel stay, the bulk of the money goes towards the rooms for guests and the bride and groom. Hotel rooms at the Cipriani varied between the Palladio Suite, which cost slightly more than $90,000 per night, and the Dagagressa Suite, which cost close to $8,000 per night. So 3 nights in the Palladio Suite would total around $31,000, while the same amount of nights in the Dagagressa is just short of $26,000. Now, take into consideration that roughly 95 rooms were being used at the Cipriani, so with the above rate, the grand total comes to almost $3 million just for the hotel. Meanwhile, those who stayed at the Amman Hotel could have spent up to $4,650 per night. Renting out the Amman for the wedding reception typically costs $250,000. The lighting, table rentals, and other production rentals for the party totaled up to $300,000. The 5-course Italian-style dinner on Saturday with Chef Riccardo Di Pra cost around $300 per person. With 100 guests, dinner came to a grand total of $30,000. As for the flowers by Munarettos, a source told E! News, it depends on the final project. However, Munarettos is quite expensive, and for an excellent arrangement, it will not take less than 200,000 euros or $250,000. Clooney's custom-made Giorgio Armani suit was over $5,000. Alamudin's custom-made Alexander McQueen dress, designed by Sarah Burton, was a cool $380,000. Transportation, according to an insider, the boats cost 600 euros per boat for just 2 hours, as they had all of the boat drivers on standby for 3 days, literally day and night. Their bills for the boats at $400 per hour for 72 hours would cost $36,500. There were 250 bottles of champagne at $200, which come to a total of $50,000 for bubbly. Meanwhile, 200 bottles of Grey Goose equaled $8,000, and we know they received the 600 bottles of Casamigos tequila for free. It would have cost them $30,000. The two lovebirds each hung out with their pals for a nice separate dinner the night before their special day. Clooney's bachelor party at Evio's restaurant with his 7 buddies on Friday cost approximately $250 per person, not including alcohol. So the guys had a bill of roughly $1,750. As for Alamuddin and her 10 ladies, they got a bill of somewhere near $2,000. During Sunday's festivities, the newlyweds kept the party going on Sunday with lunch and dinner with their guests and loved ones at Cipriani, which came to a grand total of nearly $15,000, not including alcohol. Former President Bill Clinton and his wife Hilary Clinton were spotted visiting their new granddaughter Charlotte Clinton Vivinsky, as well as their daughter Chelsea Clinton, earlier Monday at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City. Both politicians waved to the crowd as they entered the medical building and had grins from ear to ear. It was announced over the weekend that Chelsea had given birth to their first child, a baby girl, on September 26th, and the family shared adorable photos of the newborn. Chelsea tweeted and posted to Facebook, "Mark and I are full of love, awe, and gratitude as we celebrate the birth of our daughter." She tweeted while holding her little bundle of joy in her arms. At 7:03 p.m. on September 26th, we finally met Charlotte. We're in love. The former president and Secretary of State also released a statement after the birth announcement. They wrote, "We are thrilled to be with our daughter and her husband as they welcome their daughter into the world. Chelsea is well and glowing. Mark is bursting with pride. Charlotte's life is off to a good start." A snapshot showing Hilary holding her grandchild while Bill plays with her little hand was also shown by the political family. Both Bill and Hilary sent out more emotional messages via Twitter after meeting the newest addition to their family. Hilary posted, "At Bill Clinton and I are over the moon to be grandparents. One of those happiest moments of our lives." Bill chimed in with the same sentiments, writing, "Charlotte, your grandmother at Hilary Clinton and I couldn't be much happier." Congratulations to them. NFL Hall of Famer and the star of Live with Kelly and Michael Strahan revealed on Monday's show that he'll be featured in Magic Mike 30. He confirmed the news on Live with Kelly and Michael and admitted he has work to do to get in shape for the Male Stripper sequel. Strahan said, "I'm getting ready to do something that's making me nervous. I'm about to do something that started as a joke on the show." Channing Tatum, who produced and starred in Magic Mike, offered Strahan a role in the film's sequel during 2 previous appearances on Live. On Monday, Strahan told co-host Kelly Ripa that he will indeed be wearing very little for the part. Strahan said, "It's kind of a thong thing." Joining Strahan and Tatum are Meg Bomber and Joe Magliano, who will all reprise their roles for the original movie. As Rep previously reported, Matthew McConaughey will not return for the sequel. In addition to co-hosting Live with Kelly and Michael, Strahan joined Good Morning America in 2014 as an anchor and contributor to the morning news program. Magic Mike 30 is slated to open in theaters on July 1st, 2015. Taylor Swift's personal service company, Firefly Entertainment, has been slapped with a lawsuit by a security firm that claims it was stiffed on the bill for 2 SUVs to cart Swift and her entourage around New York. In a suit filed in the New York Supreme Court on Monday, APG Security claims that it contracted with Firefly, which, quote, provides entertainment management and personal services to the entertainer Taylor Swift and her family, to provide chauffeur and related services to Swift and her entourage in the New York City area. Things started to go south pretty quickly, according to the lawsuit. Firefly claimed that less than a month after entering the contract, the Firefly representatives on APG a list of issues to, quote, remedy as soon as possible, including the provisions APG was supposed to have in the vehicle when transporting the Swift, and under the circumstances, they could speak for her. Later, the lawsuit claims Firefly asked APG to secure 2 more vehicles for Swift's use. APG entered 3-year leases for the use of 2 Chevy Suburbans at a rate of $984.44 and $1,107.97 per month, the complaint said, with the Firefly agreeing to reimburse the company for the leases. In late July, Firefly claims Firefly told APG that it was terminating their contract and has so far refused to assume the leases or buy the vehicles, even though the contract notified that Firefly was responsible for any vehicle-related losses that APG suffered due to the termination of the contract, the lawsuit says. Alleging breach of contract and unjust enrichment, APG is seeking unspecific damages. Firefly has not yet responded to the Rap's request for comment. Dancing with the Stars went to the movies for its theme Monday night, but negative reviews sent one couple packing by the end of the 2-hour show. With this week's broadcast, the ABC reality show trims down to 1 night a week, featuring performances and eliminations in each episode. It was an impressive night overall, though, as 2 different couples earned perfect scores from the judges, the first of the season. Janelle Parrish and Val Chmerkovskiy scored top marks for their performance of America from West Side Story, while Bethany Mota and Derek Huff were mesmerizing in the classic take on Singing in the Rain. In a funny bit, Leah Thompson tapped in her own silver screen legacy with a performance set to Huey Lewis and the News, The Power of Love from Back to the Future. After the perfect marks, there was quite a drop to the next highest scores. A 3-way tie of performances earned 32 out of a possible 40 points. Alfonso Roberto and Whitney Carlson, Sadie Robinson and Mark Ballas, and Jonathan Bennett and Alison Holker. The lowest scores were given to Randy Coutoure and Karina Smirnoff with 26, followed by Michael Waltrip and Emma Slater at 28, and Antonio Sabato Jr. and Cheryl Burke with 29. Combining judges' scores and America's votes from last week, it was Randy Coutoure and Karina Smirnoff who had to say farewell. That leaves Waltrip and Sabato Jr. in possible trouble next week. Dancing with the Stars airs Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC. Rapper Molly Mall's Las Vegas home is currently being raided by the FBI, according to TMZ. The Love and Hip Hop star is a target in an ongoing criminal investigation, although law enforcement will not be specific. TMZ was told the FBI entered pursuant to a search warrant. The rapper producer has worked with huge stars such as Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, and Drake. There's no evidence that any of his stars are connected to the investigation. TMZ has learned Maul is not in the house. He is in LA shooting Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Netflix And the Weinstein Company said Monday night that the sequel to Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon will stream on Netflix the same day it debuts in theaters. The deal marks the first time a streaming video service will get an even start with movie theaters when a major motion picture debuts. The new martial arts drama will stream on Netflix next summer, August 28th, at no additional charge to Netflix subscribers. It will show exclusively at IMAX theaters around the world that day. It's one of the several major movies Netflix is backing that will debut online the same day as the theater debut. Netflix content chief Ted Sarandos said it's time for Hollywood to realize that consumers want the option of viewing new movies at home or at theater or release day. Sarandos said those two experiences are very different and should not compete. He compared it to the difference between watching a football game at home or going to watch the game in a stadium. TV shows have in recent years become available online very shortly after airing on TV, but the movie industry has maintained the windowing system that gives a long head start to theater owners. Netflix's deal with the Weinstein Company may mark the beginning of the end of that windowing system. Diem Brown is facing another tough setback. The MTV reality star and People.com blogger, who's 32, was hospitalized in New York City on Thursday after doctors discovered a blockage in her kidneys. Brown had been set to start chemotherapy on Tuesday after undergoing 2 emergency surgeries in mid-August, following the news that she had been diagnosed with cancer for the 3rd time. She tells People, "I'm so frustrated that it seems my body keeps throwing me curveballs over and over. It's hard to keep your spirit and your mind positive, but I'm glad we are catching these curveballs and fixing them one by one." Brown had been working to regain some of the weight she lost after her surgeries in hopes of starting chemotherapy. She said on Tuesday, "I was supposed to get my chemo cocktail, but after they did the blood draw, they saw a spike in my kidney levels, so they were only able to give me one of the 2 chemos," she said. An ultrasound the next day revealed the source of the problem, tumor blocking her kidney. "Facing excruciating back pain, I didn't realize that all the back pain was because of my kidneys." Brown was admitted to the ER on Thursday. She also says, "They told me I had complete blockage of my left kidney and 75% blockage of my right because of swellings and tumors. So they had to do a surgery and put in stents so things could flow normally again." And close pals Julie Rotundi and Alicia Quarles, who shared a photo via Instagram, said, "I woke up from surgery and again amazed by my girlfriends," she adds, of her IV specialist team. Brown had been sharing much of her struggle in hopes of giving others a look at the realness of her journey, she told People in early September. She is said to leave the hospital on Saturday, and in a recent tweet, she shows off her glass half full attitude. And finally, Denzel Washington's Equalizer blows away box office with $35 million debut. The R-rated action movie reteaming him with Training Day director Antoine Fuqua blasted its way to #1 with a $35 million opening and easily whacked last week's top film, The Maze Runner. Fox's young adult epic took in $17.5 million and was battling this week's other wide opener, The Box Trolls, for second. Focus featured 3D animated family film from Lakia Entertainment took in an estimate of $17.2 million. Sony Pictures, who co-financed the $55 million The Equalizer with Village Roadshow and L-Star Capital, already has writers Richard Wink working on a sequel. The explosive debut all but assures that Washington, who won a Best Actor Academy Award for 2001's Training Day, will finally do a sequel for the first time in his 30-year film career. The Equalizer came in at the high ends of analysts' expectations, is another notch on Washington's impressive box office gun barrel. His last 10 wide releases have averaged a $28 million opening and $86 million domestic gross and more than $170 million at the global box office. Sony distributor chief Rory Brewer told the Rep, "We knew we had a winner and believed in this movie from the start." Dwight Kane, Sony marketing chief, and his team really brought it home for us. Coming in third was The Box Trolls from Focus. In its first release, made a weekend gross of $17.2 million. This Is Where I Leave You from Warner Brothers came in fourth with $7 million, with a cumulative gross so far of $23 million. Coming in at number 5, the animated movie from Warner Brothers, Dolphin Tale 2, in its third release. It made $4.8 million and has a cumulative gross so far of $34 million. Coming in sixth is No Good Deed from Sony in its third week release, made $4.6 million with a cumulative gross of $47 million. Coming in seventh is Liam Neeson's A Walk Among the Tombstones from Universal in the second week, made a weekend gross of $4.2 million with a cumulative gross so far of $21 million. Coming in eighth is the movie The Guardians of the Galaxy from Disney, and its 9-week release. A weekend gross was $3.7 million. So far, the movie has made a cumulative gross of $319 million. Coming in ninth is Let's Be Cops from Fox in the 7th week in release. It made $1.5 million, giving a cumulative gross of $79 million. And wrapping up the box office this week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Paramount in its 8th week in release, made $1.4 million with a cumulative gross of $187 million. And as your entertainment report for Monday, September 29, 2014, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Miller. I'll be back tomorrow delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. Or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime, anywhere around the world on iHeartRadio. Just go on iHeartRadio and search for The Entertainment Report, and it will take you to our iHeartRadio page where you can listen to this episode and any previous episodes anytime, anywhere, anywhere you are. Okay, so until then, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.